Check 1 2 1 2 3. Check check 1 2 3 4 5. Check check. I'm sorry. I'm going to go right now. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Unity of Melbourne. We've got a special pre-service group this morning that are going to be doing a pre-service concert. Ladies and gentlemen, Youth in Harmony.
They are between the ages of 10 and 20-something. Down here on the other 23. 23. We know Camry. She's been here at Unity since she was itty-bitty. I'll give you their names in just a few minutes. Right now, let's hear them sing some more.
Gaudete, gaudete, Christus es natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete, 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 Christus es natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete. Tempus ades gratiae, opod optabamus, carmina letitiae, devotere damus. Gaudete, gaudete, Christus es natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete, 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 Christus es natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete. Deus homo factus est, natura mirante, tumue morantus est, a Christo regnante. Gaudete, gaudete, Christus es natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete, 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 Christus es natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete. Ego nostus canteo, salutiam illustro, benedicat Domino, salus Regi nostro. Gaudete, gaudete, Christus es natus, ex Maria Virgine gaudete, 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 Christus es natus, ex Maria Virgine gaudete.
So that was basically, hooray, Christ is born. Let me just tell you who they are real quick before we go on. Down here on the end we have Anthony, he's our bass. Then we have Camry. She jumps around from tenor to soprano, anything in there. Scarlett usually sings tenor or alto. Scarlett, how old are you now? 13. Ananya's 12? 12, and she usually sings tenor or alto, but sometimes she sings soprano. Madison, Ananya and Madison are both new with us this year. Madison is 13 and mostly sings soprano, some alto. Riley here you've known since she was a baby.
You better remember my age.
Yeah, she's 14, except she's not because I haven't aged that much. And she sings mostly soprano, sometimes alto. Zoe down here is new with us this year. Zoe's our youngest. She's 10, and she sings soprano. There you go.
Here we come a-wassailing among the leaves so green. Here we come a-wandering so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you your wassail too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year. Bring us out to table and spread it with a cloth. Bring us out a cheese and of your Christmas loaf. Love and joy come to you, and to you your wassail too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year. God bless the master of this house, likewise the mistress too, and all the little children that round the table go. Love and joy come to you, and to you your wassail too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year.
Let's find Scoot over just a little bit for me. This way. I have to dance because we're missing some kids this morning. Not everybody could make it. Good morning. Good morning. And dashing through the snow
In a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Betty Bride was sitting by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. We got into a drifting bank and whoa, we got upset. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now the ground is wide, go it while you're young. Take the girls tonight and sing a sleighing song. Just get a bobtail nag, 240 for his speed,
those of you just wandering in, this is Youth in Harmony back with us today. We have a soloist now. Step on forward, Riley. Here we go. This is our way. I should explain this one so we don't offend anybody. This is our way of This is our way of reminding everyone to please, while you're out there hurrying, rushing around, shopping, wrapping packages, driving the car in holiday traffic, all of that, to please be kind, be patient, treat each other with love. Here we go.
And remember to silence your phones.
Bring joy to the world, it's the thing to do. But the world does not revolve around you. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas. There's a sign above the line that says express. That means 10 items or less. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas. Be nice to babies and animals, old folks too, 'cause that's how you'd like them to treat you. Use turn signals, don't scream on calls, don't you wreck the house when you deck the hall. Deck the hall. Deck the hall. Spit your gum where it won't wind up on my shoe. Squeeze toothpaste from the bottom of the tube. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas. When others are talking, never interrupt. Don't put people down or leave the toilet seat up. It's the time for family and holly and turkey. 'Tis the season to be jolly, not jerky. Jolly, not jerky. Jolly, not jerky. Don't dig in the cereal box for goodness sakes. Take the prize and leave me nothing but flakes. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas. Santa brought nearly every gift on your list. Why whine about the one that he missed? Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas!
Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas.
And that was Riley Hart. That's a SpongeBob tune, by the way. If you're looking for it online, look up Don't Be a Jerk, It's Christmas from SpongeBob SquarePants. All right. We have one more for you before we start the service today. And it starts out, on the
First day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree. Tweet. On the second day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. Tweet, tweet. On the third day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Bring, bring. On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Shine it. On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the seventh day of Christmas, my my true love sent to me. 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying.
5 golden
Four calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying.
5 golden
Okay. Got it.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying.
5 golden just like that.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying.
5 golden rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens.
Hi, John. How's it going?
Camry, put the phone away! We're in the middle of a show. Thank you.
Who's John?
No, oh, gosh.
Now the turtle does.
Who's John?
I don't know.
3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me
11 pipers piping.
10 lords a leaping, 9
ladies
ladies dancing,
dancing,
8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying.
5 golden rings.
Hey! 5 golden rings! 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying.
5 golden rings.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Ladies and gentlemen, Youth in Harmony. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome each and every single one of you in the sanctuary and those of you who are joining us online live for our worship service today here at Unity of Melbourne. It is a great opportunity to share this time that we have together. Now I'm going to ask Barbara and Cynthia if they would come up, please, because this is the second week in Advent. And more importantly, one of them, and I'm not sure which one, is going to go ahead and light our Christ candle that is here. Now, even though the Christ candle is not illuminated right now, that doesn't mean that the Christ presence, please go ahead, that the Christ presence does not exist. There you go.
Thank you.
You guide my hand. There we go. That the Christ presence always is with you. And by illuminating or by lighting that Christ candle, it reminds us of the awareness of the Christ that is within. Barbara just lit the first candle of Advent, which was hope and faith. And then she lit the second candle of Advent. And our guest speaker today, Hank Lewis, will be talking about what that is, and that is peace. His talk is going to be, "Let it begin with me." So let's take the idea of peace into prayer. Heavenly Spirit, during this time of Advent, we recognize and are aware of the presence that dwells within each one of us. And that presence is with us always. Not when we choose it to be, but in times when it seems unlikely, in those times of trouble, those times where we find ourselves in lack or the not enoughness. And it's during those moments where we're able to shift our thoughts, shift our consciousness. And in that awareness is the understanding that the presence is always within. And so it is, and so it shall be, and we claim it to be by saying, amen. My name is Randy Fillmore. I am a licensed Unity teacher, and it is my honor to guide you through today's worship service. We have wonderful musicians, not only on this side with Youth in Harmony, who are joining us today, but we also have our regular musicians, and they'll be performing a little bit later on, so thank you. And we thank each and every one of you for being not only in the sanctuary, but joining us online, and joining us in the understanding of the God of your understanding. And we thank you for that. For those of you who are new to us here at Unity of Melbourne, we have a gift bag explaining about who we are. And there's also a sign-up sheet on that back table that we would encourage anyone who is new or visiting. Maybe you came last week or this is the first time here. We invite you to write your name down and give us a little contact information so that we can reach back out to you. We greatly appreciate that. And there's also 2 check boxes. We have a weekly email that goes out that talks about the things and not the announcements that we typically do here, but we are going to have just a couple of things to remind you of. And if you'd like to receive that weekly email, please check that. And the board is also calling a group of who want to be called every week to personally invite you to the service and let you know what's happening. And if you'd like to receive those calls, whether you're a regular and not receiving the calls, or if you'd like to start receiving them, please include your telephone number down there. We greatly appreciate that. Here at Unity of Melbourne, we don't have a vision and mission statement. What we have is a why. And our why is we love and accept ourselves and others and heal our world. That's our why we exist, why Unity of Melbourne is so important. And I would invite each of you right now, and those of you online as well, to affirm our why, to make it your own as well. So if you join me together, please, we love and accept ourselves and others and heal our world. And how we go about implementing that why is we listen and honor all voices. We inspire and support our spiritual evolution. We live authentically with patience, kindness, and integrity. We embody the truth principles that are espoused by Unity. And we connect and we collaborate with local organizations. And one of those organizations that we collaborate with is the Children's Hunger Project. And we're going to be participating as a ministry on their Fight Child Hunger on the 15th of January. We're going to have a booth, and we're encouraging people, congregants, viewers, if you happen to be available, to either help us with the booth or walk. Walk. This is important. It's a 5K run or walk. Some of us will be making shuffles. Shuffles are okay as well, but we would encourage you to do that. And there's a sign-up sheet on the back table as well for more information. You can write your email address, your phone number, and I can let you know exactly what we're looking for, but that's another opportunity. I want to take this opportunity to also recognize our prayer chaplains. We have 3 prayer chaplains with us today, and 4 if we count Jane as well. But we have Chris, we have Jane, and we have Ann. Our prayer associates, our prayer chaplains, are available to pray with you. Notice the word with and not for. With you after every worship service. And we encourage taking the opportunity, they'll be here in the sanctuary immediately following the service to pray. If you want prayer during times when we're not here, I would invite you to call Silent Unity. Silent Unity has been in continuous prayer 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for over 127 years. 127 years of continuous 7-day a week, 24 hours a day prayer. That telephone number, 816-969-2000, there's a prayer associate available 24 hours a day. Please take that opportunity in all of the times that you need prayer. And our prayer chaplains as well. We also have a Christmas tree in the back, and it's really an angel tree is what it is. For those of you who are online, you can't see it, but for those who came into the sanctuary, there is an angel tree. And on that angel tree, there are tags. And Unity of Melbourne is supporting 20 children this year with what they desire, their wish list. There are tags on the tree. Please take the tag and please write down, for those of you who are in the sanctuary, if you're willing and able, take a tag, write it down, and please bring the items back. If you feel more comfortable donating money, and for those of you online, it's probably better, unless you want to drive all the way down here to do this, that would be a great way. Joseph is going to post the link right now. For those of you virtually on Facebook and YouTube, you'll be able to click that link and you'll be able to select the Angel Tree Fund, and you can do that as well. For those of you in the sanctuary, if you'd like to write a check, please put Angel Tree in the memo field so we know that it's not a regular contribution. We greatly, greatly appreciate that. Speaking for the children, they are down the other end of the building, and they are learning a lot of things today. And unfortunately, I did not bring what they are doing, but I know it's important. Absolutely, they wouldn't just be down there eating cookies, but if they are, I'm going to be down there while Hank's talking. Just don't tell him. But we do want to take this opportunity to bless our children because they are our future. And learning the concepts, learning the ideas, learning what Unity teaches, that's important for youth to understand. I'm sure many of us, if we had these teachings in our younger days, we might have a different approach on life throughout it. So let's go ahead and bless our children. Children, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ that are. And now it's time for more of Youth in Harmony.
Are we ready to lead into meditation? I think so.
We're going to go ahead and take this opportunity now to prepare ourselves for meditation. So I invite you to get comfortable. For those of you who are watching us online, please get comfortable as well. Thank you.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht, alles schläft, einsam wach. Nur das Traum der hochheiligen Nacht und der Glaube im logigen Hand. Schlaf in himmlischer Ruhe, schlaf in himmlischer Ruhe. Noche de paz, noche de amor, todo duerme alrededor. Entre los astros que esparcen su luz, viene anunciando al niñito Jesús. Brilla la estrella de paz, brilla la estrella de paz. Douce nuit, sainte nuit, dans le ciel, l'astre nuit, le mystère annoncé s'accomplit. Cet enfant de la harmonie, c'est l'amour infini, c'est l'amour infini.
Matthew 11, 28, 29. Says, come unto me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Learn of me, thank you, for I am meek and lowly, and you will find rest in your souls. Metaphysically, that verse talks about the fact that we have issues with our thoughts. I'm sure none of you do. I do. Issues in my thoughts, things that go through my head that probably shouldn't and sometimes just tire me out. It all has to do with our Christ consciousness. We are being called to a time of peace, a time of inner peace, a time of peace with ourselves, when we learn that we control our own peace by what we think every moment, by being in the present moment. We learn and teach ourselves that we can indeed have a silent night and a holy night, recognizing love's pure light is not only in us, but is us. As you're comfortable doing so, I invite you to close your eyes As Randy said, be comfortable where you are. And hear this version of the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi, slightly revised. See if any of the lines resonate with you. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, let me show love. Let me be love. I am love. Where there is injury, I am pardon. Where there is doubt, I am faith. Where there is despair, I am hope. Where there is darkness, I am light. Where there is sadness, I am joy. Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console myself and others, remembering I am love. May I seek not so much to be understood as to understand both myself and others. I am indeed peace. May I not seek so much to be loved by those all around me as to love everyone. We are all one. May I easily acknowledge that this, in giving, is how we receive. Giving of myself, giving of my treasure. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned because I am peace. It is in dying that we awaken to eternal life, dying daily to our old thoughts and patterns and moving to the newness of life every day. Awakening to the divinity that is in each of us, the divinity that we are, our Christ nature. I am love. I am peace. And I invite you now to take those thoughts with me into a time of silence. As you come back into this moment, this space, this time, the present moment, think about what it is that we need to do, individually and corporately, to be peace on this earth. And so it is. Amen.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Whenever I hear a Christmas song, I want to get up and sing. Whenever there's love, I sing along and find some bells to There's gonna be peace and hope and love and wonderful memories. There'll be laughter, there'll be song. We'll go caroling all night long. Believing in Christmas makes it magic, can't you see?
It's better to give than to receive. Lessons for you and me.
Staying up late on Christmas Eve, will there be presents for me? There'll be laughter, there'll be song. We'll go caroling all night long. Believing in Christmas makes it magic, can't you see? I do believe in Christmas. I believe in love. As sure as there is Santa ringing sleigh bells up above, we do believe in harmony, in family, and good cheer throughout the year. Whenever there's hope in the air, whenever we light the tree, whenever there's love in our prayers, that's Christmas time for me. There'll be laughter, there'll be song. We'll go caroling all night long. Believing in Christmas makes it magic, can't you see? I do believe in Christmas. I believe in love. As sure as there is Santa ringing sleigh bells up above, we do believe in harmony, in family, and good cheer throughout the year. I do believe in Christmas. I believe in love. As sure as there is Santa ringing sleigh bells up above, we do believe in harmony, in family, and good cheer. Good cheer. I do believe in Christmas. I do believe throughout the year.
Thank you, Youth in Harmony. Thank you, Deborah. Church is supposed to be fun, y'all. I have a talk titled, Don't Be a Jerk, based on SpongeBob SquarePants.
Do you really?
But I haven't found the right place to do it yet. So maybe, coming up soon. You know, as a minister, you get your talks from all kind of interesting places. Sometimes mine come from family, and I try not to discuss them very often up here. But we added a new member to the family yesterday, a 9.5-week-old mixed terrier bulldog. So you won't see my partner inside, but you probably see him outside walking the little dog. I don't think he's inside anyway. But he is out there with that newest one. And I don't really know what possessed us to think we needed a new member of the family, other than we have been so wonderfully successful with the 10-year-old that we just felt like we needed to expand that joy. Please note that was sarcasm. That we are learning as we go with children and with pets and all sorts of things, but I think all of us are. And I got to tell you, the last 3 weeks, some of you who know well, I was not well. For the first time in over 30 years, I actually had to cancel a service that I was supposed to do. And I missed the chance to work with Deborah and Bo, so that was even worse. But, you know, when you don't feel good, you don't feel good. And my doctor used that ugly 4-letter word, rest. And she said, you got anything scheduled this weekend, anywhere you're supposed to talk? And I'm like, yeah, this was on a Monday. And she goes, you're not going to. You need to stay home and rest. rest. For some of us, that really is an ugly word. We're not good at it. We don't do it well. I have gotten better at it, whether I plan to or not. For the last 3 weeks, I've pretty much not done a whole lot. Sometimes the universe will tell your body it's time. And you can ignore it, but your body's still going to get the message and you're still going to do what you're supposed to do. And you know I love little stories, and a friend of mine sent me one while I wasn't feeling well that said, I know you're going to be out of the flow when you go back to speaking. So here's a little story just as a reminder of who you aren't. The story goes that there was this little boy, and after the service, he's standing next to the minister as the minister greets people as they're leaving. And the little boy looks up at the minister and goes, when I'm older and have money, I'm going to give you money. And the minister was just shocked, and he goes, that's so sweet of you. Why? And he goes, because my dad said you're the poorest speaker we've ever had. So I'm claiming for all of us, your sake and mine, that that is not the case today. One of the things that ministers do when we get together is talk about stuff that we're probably not feeling safe to discuss in other places. So this year there was a message board during the People's Convention for Unity, and the title of it was, Why I Dislike the Peace Song. So I immediately looked it up, read some of the things that were written, and a lot of these were my friends. So I went later and spoke to a few of them, and I'm like, so what's the deal? Because do you know that almost every Unity church ends their service with the peace song? So much so that if you look up the Let There Be Peace on Earth, the song, on Wikipedia, there's a sentence in there that says most Unity churches end their services with this song. That's a pretty powerful endorsement for something that you have a lot of churches doing it, a lot of spiritual centers. So let there be peace on earth. What didn't they like about it? I ask. Not real shy when it comes to stuff like that. Here's the stuff I heard. People sing it by rote, which means it's just in the back of my mind, part of my memory. I can sing that song without giving it any thought whatsoever. And that used to be true for me until I started speaking at different churches and everybody has a different version of it. So now I have to find words or know exactly where I'm going, what their version of the peace song is. But the other thing they said was, isn't it kind of tough to sing about that every Sunday and say, let there be peace on earth, when we don't even have peace in our homes and in our country? Again, stuff we can say to each other sometimes. So I decided to go back and look at that song for me. And I never got past the first line. Someday I'm going to keep examining it and get there. But right now, and I always tell you, you get whatever I'm dealing with at the moment, is that first line that says, let there be peace on earth, comma, and let it begin with me. Okay, cute little song. I like that. Let there be peace on earth. But what is peace? The song talks about this peace on earth that we're supposed to have, and that's supposed to start with me. So I look at it in a big picture to start with. Peace on earth. So it's up to let it begin with me to have peace in the Middle East, to have peace with every nation that the U.S. deals with, to have peace in Melbourne, Florida, to have peace in Unity of Melbourne, Florida, to have peace in my family. Ow! I'm going to get there, Stoney. He said peace in my own soul. Because that's where it all starts. If I genuinely expect to see peace, then it has to start here and go out. Because peace is something that occurs within each one of us. You can't bang people on the head and tell them to be peaceful. You can't withhold, forgive my politics for a minute, because this is every party that's ever had office. You can't withhold things from people and think they're going to admire you and want to be peaceful. You can't start wars with people and think that that's going to help you get peace on earth. I don't run for political office because I have no idea how to solve any of those problems. I am grateful for those who do and who try. But I don't think we've found the right answer yet. So when I look at peace, and I think about it starting with me, and I think about, why is peace in Advent? What is Advent? It's where we view a new life and a new opportunity, a rebirth for ourselves. Traditionally, it would be looking at the birth of the child named Jesus. But in Unity, we look at it individually. Metaphysically, Advent is a new birth in each one of us, a rebirth in many of us. Things that we already know, things that are already a part of our inner being, inner mind, inner heart. Preparation, getting ready for new life opportunities, new experiences. That's all a part of Advent. But if I'm going to bring in new opportunities and new experiences, I need to do it through a peaceful mind, through a peaceful heart. I decided one year that I was going to really stretch myself. So I started every morning with, universe, send me a new opportunity, something I have never done before. Yeah. I kind of want to say I don't recommend that for you. But the flip side of me wants to say, do it. I got new opportunities. Want to know what the first one was? I got a call from our youth and family ministry leader who said, will you deal with our nursery crew and our teachers who teach up to 4 and 5 years old, and teach them and explain to them how to metaphysically interpret Scripture for toddlers and children. We did it. Probably wasn't my best presentation ever in the world, but with those teachers and with their leader, who is brilliant, we had the time to work on it and to really look at how do we teach. And honestly, at that age, it's what comes out of our mouths. What are they hearing from us? But that new opportunity required me to spend a lot of time in prayer and meditation and peace. I looked at Scripture to see what peace was. 2 Corinthians 13:11 says, finally, brothers and sisters, rejoice. Strive for full restoration. Encourage one another. Be of one mind and live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you. So that verse tells me, first of all, with the word strive, it's not something that's going to happen overnight and it's done. It's something we actually have to work on. Strive for restoration with one another. Anybody you're not restored to at the moment? Strive. Not saying it's going to be easy. Not saying it's simple. But strive. Maybe all you do in the beginning is take this person's name into meditation and prayer. See what happens. That will help bring peace to your heart. Colossians 3:15 says, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body, we are called to be peace. and to be thankful. We are one. That person that I want to bop on the head, one. That person who wants to bop me on the head, we're still one. We are all one. We are all a part of the same body, the same family. We all have the Christ consciousness living in us, the indwelling Christ. We are one. And then in Philippians 4, we hear about the peace that passeth all understanding. That's what we're seeking. That is the peace we're looking for. Life-changing peace. Comes a lot of ways. One of those is meditation. I throw that out there because I'm pretty sure when they licensed me as a Unity teacher, I had to sign something that says in every talk I'll mention meditation. But reality is, I have learned how valuable it is in my life. Meditation matters. And I'm going to tell you what you've heard me say before. I don't suggest that you try to meditate your first round for 30 minutes. Go for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Build as you go. But learn to meditate, to be quiet and in a space with yourself. If you want inner peace and you want to feel your inner peace coming out, go into the silence. In 1902, there was a tract from the Society of Silent Unity that said all manifestations of life originate in the silence. Muting the perpetual cycle of thoughts is a gift that brings greater peace. So if we want to enjoy the silent night, the holy night where we celebrate the love that is in every one of us, we must learn to meditate well. Now, I have friends who say I have to quiet my mind. I highly recommend that if you are able to do so. Any of you really great at quieting your mind? And this is a serious question. Most of us aren't. There's a branch and a kind of meditation that's called monkey mind meditation, which means while I'm in midst of meditation, my brain is going to go in 5,000 other places. And I have learned, with the help of really good teachers, to just dismiss those thoughts, to put them aside, and to occasionally realize when one of those thoughts hits me dead and center and it's right there, that I can just stop meditating and deal with that thought. Then I can start again. What I think we mess up as people is that we have a view of what meditation is. And we're sitting in our room for an hour just being quiet. That's wonderful. But that's not all it is. Sometimes meditation is me riding down the road, listening to a special song. It's just me spending time with Spirit. That is all meditation is. And when I can quieten my brain, wonderful. And when I can't, wonderful. I can still meditate and spend time with Spirit, which lightens my load and brings peace into my life. So I got this message from Universe while I was sick, which basically said, wow, you really are not very good at this, are you? I wasn't good at rest, but I also let my mind go crazy. I was sick because I couldn't stop throwing up. So on about the end of that second week, there was nothing left in me except for me to lie around and do nothing. Lie around and do nothing. So there I was. And then my brain kicked in. Here are all the things that could possibly be wrong with you. And I picked up the stupid computer and looked on the internet at all the things that I could have, which just kept feeding that same process over and over and over. And then a friend of mine that has been a friend since we were in the 3rd grade passed away the day before Thanksgiving. And then I thought, hey, you're not all that invincible anymore. You know that, right? So now I have all this other stuff going on in my head, and now I'm also thinking about somebody I know dying. What all did it gain me? Monkey mind, craziness, until the universe finally just said, stop. You know, if you're going to talk about this with other people, you should probably practice it yourself. So I learned right there, relearned last week, how to be quiet again. And I think it's a process that all of us learn over and over and over. And I learned that one of the things that was most important in all of this, if I want peace within, is self-care and soul care. I have to love me. And I have to love me enough to know when to rest, and to know when to stop, and to know when to tell my boss, I'm staying home today and taking a mental health day. And I have a brilliant and wonderful boss who'll go, cool. I just don't do it. I have to find that inner peace within me. I have to determine that it really is a choice that I make along the way to take care of myself and to take care of my soul. I have to look after my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. So normally this weekend of every year, I would be at a conference. And it's required that I show up. It was supposed to be in Dallas this year, but they made it virtual because of all the stuff that's still going on. And by doing that, I actually probably paid more attention to all the speakers. And the first guy whose title was called Resiliency. And I thought, I don't want to listen to this. It's a 2.5-hour talk that I'm going to sit in front of my computer and watch. So I flipped it on and thought of the 20 other things I could do while he was talking. And he caught me right away. And he talked about me for the next 2.5 hours, which I thought was somewhat rude on his part, but I don't know him, so I can't say he really did. But what I can say is it was at that point that Spirit said, I will use whatever's necessary to get your attention. So you can pay attention now, or we can wait a week and do this all over again. Because I believe those lessons keep coming until we learn them. So I paid attention, and he had good stuff for me. I also find that I find interesting thoughts all kinds of places. So while I'm having issues with my inner peace and with calming myself, I was watching this wonderfully inspirational television show called Young Sheldon. Not necessarily motivational or inspirational, but Sheldon, who's this little brilliant kid, he's the kid from The Big Bang Theory, for those of you who know that show but not Young Sheldon. This is Sheldon as a 9-year-old, 10-year-old. And he wants to be a great scientist. So he starts reading about all these scientists, and he found out that almost every one of them were Jewish. That didn't fit his parents' Baptist religion. So Sheldon decided if he was going to be a great scientist himself, he needed to change his religion and become Jewish. So he called a rabbi, 9 years old. Bet that was a fun conversation. And he said to the rabbi, I want to convert. I want to go to Judaism. And the rabbi asked why, and he said, because only to be a great scientist, I need to be Jewish. He and the rabbi talked for a little while. And finally, the rabbi said, young man, you need to stick with the religion of your parents for now. And then he followed it with this great wisdom. When you die and you are in front of your God, whoever that is, I don't believe God's going to ask you if you were a good Jew or a good Baptist I believe you'll get asked if you were a good you, a good Sheldon. So this morning I ask you, how are we at being a good us? Nobody else. Want peace. Want that love and faith and hope that we talk about during Advent. It all comes from within. It comes from us being the best us that we can be. If we deeply desire inner peace, we need to be us and do it well. And we need to love ourselves. In Be True to Yourself, another great wisdom speaker, Dr. Seuss, said, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You know what you know, and you are the person who will decide where you go. Go towards peace, my friends. It's an inside job. And when you sing again, let there be peace on earth, think about what that means for you and understand that peace on earth is simply peace in each of us. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Hank. We greatly appreciate that talk. And for those of you, not only in the sanctuary, but those of you watching us virtually, we'll be having a Sunday talk discussion in hospitality at 11:45. Will you be able to stay? You will. That's great. We're going to take the ideas that Hank has presented. It was a one-way conversation, whereas everyone here in the sanctuary and virtually got a chance to hear and laugh and process. The Sunday talk discussion is an opportunity to engage. And that's why we do it in hospitality straight down at the end of the hall here at 11:45, and it's only 45 minutes. So I would invite everyone online. It'll be on Zoom. Joseph will be posting that link very, very shortly. I'll mention it again in just a few moments. So we try to invite and engage the virtual community as well as the physical spiritual community. I want to take the opportunity, as not only do we have the opportunity to practice peace, we also have the opportunity to practice generosity. On the back table, there are small cards that I would invite you to write down how you were blessed this week. Prosperity is not just having a figure in your bank account. Prosperity is the air. Prosperity is the sunrise. Prosperity is everything. Because the divine is in everything. And we know through our unity teachings that there is the flow. Just as we breathe in, we have to breathe out to be able to get that next breath. So is everything is a flow. It is a flow. And generosity, practicing the principle of generosity, is how we manifest in our life. There are a variety of ways to practice that principle of generosity. One way is to write how you were blessed this week. Write it down. Was it a phone call from a friend? Was it a great meal? Was it an unexpected check? How were you blessed this week? For those of you virtually, please post it on the chat stream as well, so that we can acknowledge that blessing as well. There are a number of ways that you can practice the principle of generosity to Unity of Melbourne. For those of you in the sanctuary, there's a basket just before you leave the sanctuary, just as you come into the sanctuary. We would invite you to leave your offering there. For those of you online, we would invite you to follow the link that Joseph is posting right now, and that is to donate online through our secure link. For those of you who like to text, you can text a donation to 84321 and choose Unity of Melbourne. Or you can send us a check online. We certainly would appreciate any of that. Now, I talked about the flow, about out and in, and one of the things that we look to do here to help manifest that is to express gratitude. Now, how do we express gratitude? Thank you? No. It's got to be much more vibrant than just a thank you. What we do here each Sunday is we use a Karen Drucker song, and we use motions, hand motions. So if you are able, we invite you to stand. The images will be on the screens here. For those of you online, you're going to see the musicians, you're going to see the sanctuary, and you're going to see these hand motions. If you don't want to look up, the hand motions are in the seat backs in front of you. They may not be directly in front of you, but you can stretch one or two chairs. And as we sing, I'm so grateful.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
We bless these offerings destined for Unity in Melbourne and are grateful for all of the ways that each of you continue to support this spiritual community. These manifestations of abundance will be used in faithful stewardship. We bless the gift. We bless the giver and hold the conviction that each blessing will be manifest in your life 100-fold. And so it is, and we claim it to be. Amen. Please sit down. Next week is the third week in Advent, and that is love. We've had hope and faith, we had peace today, and we have love next week. Reverend Kathy Beasley will be joining us and providing the talk and the meditation, and it will be great to hear her back. So it's a great opportunity. There are some of the Advent booklets. I think there were 3 left, maybe no more than 4 left in the vestibule as you come in. That is the 30 days of Advent for Unity. And if we do run out, we have instructions. You can actually download the booklet directly from Unity for a donation, a contribution. So if we don't have a hard copy, you can certainly get it from there. I want to thank Youth in Harmony and Deborah for the pre-concert today and the music. I want to thank our musicians who, on drums, Mr. Fred Goodnight. On bass, Mr. Ron Cobb. Stoney Copeland at the keyboards, and of course, Deborah Thornton on piano. I do want to mention that we have now 4 prayer chaplains who are here with us. We have Chris, we have Jane, we have Ann, and we have Pat. They will be in the sanctuary after the service, so please recognize that the prayer chaplains have a white stole on, and they are available for prayer later immediately after the service. I want to thank Hank Lewis for returning to Unity of Melbourne in his talk, and Hank will be joining us for the Sunday Talk discussion that is in hospitality at 11:45. Joseph has that link being posted right now. If you are unable to stay, for those of you virtually, it will be on Zoom, and the link is there, and it'll be active in about another 12 minutes or so. I do want to express gratitude as well for Todd and Joni, who have recently been coming to Unity of Melbourne. Joseph, would you go ahead and put that image up, please, in the sanctuary, and I think it's 32? Okay. For those of you who you can see behind me and virtually, we had a fire inspection here while I was on vacation, and they found we were storing paint incorrectly, and it was a potential fire hazard. Todd and Joni, I asked if they could do something for me, and they said yes without asking what. And they spent a number of hours Thursday. It was better part of Thursday going through. I think there were 42 cans of paint. Opening up each one and seeing what was still usable paint from 2008, when we weren't even in this building, needed to go. But they not only they looked at what paint was good, what paint wasn't good, they even took the paint that was good and went around to the individual rooms to see what paint went in what room. This is a 16,000 square foot building. And when you have shades that are just very, very subtle, I thank them. So Todd and Joni, thank you very much for your efforts in that. And I promise if anyone asks, what can we do to support Unity of Melbourne, there's no more paint. So feel free to reach out and say, what can we do here at Unity of Melbourne? So thank you very, very much. I want to go ahead and close today's worship service with our prayer for protection before we have our closing song of Our Loving Will Change the World. This prayer for protection was written by James Dillett Freeman, and it speaks a lot to what Hank was talking about with peace beginning with me. Maybe you are not aware that James Dillett Freeman wrote this prayer in response to families of service members who were currently in the military drafted in World War II, to help those family members who were still in the United States to come to peace with what their loved ones were doing. This was the prayer for protection. We at Unity of Melbourne use the affirmative prayer for protection in that we are claiming, we know the light of God surrounds us, but we're also claiming that aspect as well. So please join me as we affirm together. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is. Because God is, all is well. And we know that all is well and that our loving will change the world.
Love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love when it's hard to love. Love, our loving will change the world. Share, share, share who you are and share, share, share when it's hard to share. Share, our sharing will change the world. Sing, 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 sing all together. Sing, sing, sing when it's hard to sing. Sing, our singing will change the world. The next verse is care for each other. Care, care, care for each other. Care, care, care for the ones who need care. Our caring will change the world. Our sharing will change the world. Our singing will change the world. Our loving will change the world.
There's a power in the seed, reminding itself how to become a tree. There's a power in the cell, and it's capable of making a you or a me. There's a power in a word, vibrating at a frequency. And there's a power inside that power inside that power word is love. You can feel it revealed when an open, broken heart begins to be healed. It breaks like the sky when the long, dark nights start spinning on the wheel of the world. Watch it rise out of the ashes, comes another day of bright light, shining through your perfect blue eyes. So much surprise every single time we fall in love. There's a force in the fist. When unclenched, it ceases to exist. It shifts into light. So much freedom releases from the wrist. So insist on bliss, 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 insist on bliss. There's a power in a seed, reminding itself how to become a tree. There's a power in a cell,